What's going on, everyone? I'm going to make a really quick video about the noise gate by Donner and see if it can quiet down this PRS MT15. For the first part of this review, I'm going to run the noise gate straight into the front of the amp and see if we can get the amp to quiet down some. So this is the Donner noise gate going directly into the front of the PRS MT15. Let's see if it can quiet down some of the hiss. Gain is about halfway up. I have the settings on the Donner noise gate fairly conservative. Everything's at about halfway. Most importantly, the threshold and attack and release. Donner noise gate off. On. Typically run the gain on this MT15 around 4, 3 or 4. I like to use as little as possible. Let's run this Donner noise gate through the effects loop and see if it makes any difference or the hiss goes away. Alright, we're set up in the noise gate and let's see if that makes any difference on high gain. So, something really interesting that I did not expect, just having the noise gate in the effects loop turned on or off quiets a lot of the hiss. Like I'm looking at my meters in my DAW and it's barely registering anything at all. It's the guitar volume up. I have heard of grounding issues in the effects loop for the MT15, so maybe me using the noise gate or maybe any pedal in the effects loop properly grounds it, because I was noticing just now when I was messing with the noise gate, messing with the threshold on the noise gate and moving the pedal around on top of the chassis for the MT15, that I got some hum. There we go. Yeah, you can hear that. It's something to do with touching the metal chassis of the noise gate to the handle of the MT15. So there's definitely a grounding issue going on which is funky. So I don't think the MT15 needs a noise gate. I think what it does need is the effects loop ground issue to be resolved. This is one of the first iterations of the MT15 because it does have the 6L6 tubes, which I think sound fantastic. Let's load up my MT15 with the 5881 tubes and see if it has that same issue. All right, we have the newer MT15 hooked up with the 5881 power tubes, and the Donner noise gate runs straight into the front of it. Let's see if it has any noise issues. Donner noise gate off. Thresholds, I'll put the threshold at like halfway. Noise gate on. A slight decrease in noise. Slight buzz there. Back on. Let's put it in the effects loop and see if there's any change. All right, we have the Donner noise gate hooked up to the effects loop of the newer MT15, and let's see if we have any hiss issues with it on or off. Noise gate's off. About the same amount of noise that I was hearing from with no noise gate, front or back. Turn the noise gate on. Volume on the guitar is off. I don't hear any difference. Off, on. Turn the threshold all the way up. Doesn't make any difference. So yeah, gain's about 4. Let's take the Donner noise gate that's turned off right now. Let's take it out of the noise gate just to see if there's any noise. Wow. That's crazy. So the hum is a little bit louder with nothing in the noise gate, but it's nothing I couldn't live with. Just a fun amp to chug on. Gain all the way up. Donner in the effects loop. So I got the threshold on the Donner noise gate all the way up, and it won't cut off the signal. It's so hot. Turning away from the amp. It seems like the newer MT15, using the Donner noise gate at least, only seems to introduce noise. As far as for hiss and noise, I like the newer MT15 better. It seems like they've sorted the grounding issue in the effects loop. So yeah, just turn your volume down whenever you're using all the gain. To sum it up, would I recommend the Donner noise gate for the PRS MT15? No. Mostly because I don't think the MT15, especially the newer versions of it, like I have, necessarily need it. For a high gain amp, it's pretty quiet. Here's what drives me batshit, is this. There's no 9-volt battery compartment. It's a 9-volt power supply, or go fuck yourself. That sucks, man. Maybe it's just me. As I'm getting older, it seems like some of the things that should be standard features are now optional or additional features, like a pedal. In my opinion, a pedal should be powered by a 9-volt battery first. Like, that's the default. It's a pedal. I mean, it's going to be out on a stage somewhere, hopefully. The thing that sucks, I think, is for the price point, I think it's a decent noise gate, although I don't need it for the MT15. The older MT15 has a grounding issue in the effects loop, and the newer MT15s seem to have had that sorted out. And with this pedal, they don't give you an AC adapter. So, but they're one of the few noise gates at this price point with individual threshold, attack, and release knobs. And they know that. So, yeah, they can do whatever they want at that price point. Pretty much everything else, from what I've seen, under $100 is just a single threshold knob, which maybe that's enough. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this noise gate. It's okay. So that's it for my review of the Donner Soph Gate. I hope you find it helpful, and thanks again for dropping by, and until next time, see ya.